welcome to the Kessler Law Firm podcast, coming to you today from beautiful downtown Key West, Florida. As you can see, I'm not actually in trial. I showed up here for trial this morning, and with a little prodding from the judge, the prosecutor made us an offer we couldn't refuse. So the client and I are both separately enjoying a great day in Key West. But I'm delighted to welcome my good friend, Jerry Lyons. Jerry, how are you?
I'm doing good, Mike. I'm doing good. I wish I was in Key West with you.
We would have fun. We would hoist a cold one or 7 or 8.
Yes.
So tell me, what have you been up to lately?
Well, doing the PI stuff. So I've been down in I was in Pensacola last week on a case, and it's an appeal case where my client was convicted and sentenced to life to die in jail. It's a female. She said she didn't do it.
Is it a homicide case, Jerry?
Yeah, homicide. So she said she didn't do it. The state said she does. I don't, I can't go along with the state's side of things. I think that, there's no crime scene, so the body had to be moved to where it was found.
Okay.
And my client is a woman, and I don't think she could have moved the body, at least not by herself. So the way it happened isn't exactly the way the state says it happened.
How long has this poor lady been locked up?
Since 2017 right now.
Okay.
So, but she's got life. She's sentenced to die in jail. To live her life out and then be dragged out by her feet.
Yeah.
And so she's only done, say, 5 years, but that's the 5 of many, many, many more to come.
Sure.
And that's not a good thing if she didn't do it.
No, of course not. I mean, it's terrible when an innocent person goes to jail or prison for a day, let alone for life.
Right. So prior to that, I was up in Ohio doing a couple of cases. Oh, not Ohio, New Orleans, doing a case. I had to suffer there for a while.
Oh, that must have been horrible.
Oh, it was. It really was. And I tell you what, you can't get a bad meal there. You can't get a bad meal.
No, you certainly can't.
Yeah.
Key West in a lot of ways reminds me of the French Quarter, except it smells so much better here in the morning. You've been out on Bourbon Street in the morning. You understand exactly what I mean.
I thought it was only going to be, I've never been there before, so I thought it was going to be crowded just during Mardi Gras. It was packed. It was packed on a weeknight. What was that?
The party never ends in New Orleans.
Yeah, it was a weekday night, and the place was packed, and it was alive. There was a band in the street. It was good.
What is it they say? Laissez le bon temps rouler, or in English, let the good times roll.
Oh, okay. I think they tell me something different in French, and it means don't let the door hit you in the ass on your way out. So.
I've heard variations of that too, but I think I'll look up this podcast.
So what have you been up to?
Well, I was supposed to try this very, very complicated case here. 2 fellas came down here on vacation from West by God, Virginia, and they may have been overserved. They got into an argument outside that was loud enough that some busybody called the police.
Right.
And no indication of a crime, but somebody was aggravated. The police show up and the 2 guys decide to walk in different directions. One guy walks away this way and the officer said stop, and he didn't. So the officer arrested him for resisting without violence. And the other guy decides to walk this way, and the officer said stop, and he didn't either. So he got charged with resisting without violence.
You should have said, I thought you were talking to the other guy.
They did what tourists do here. They bonded out of jail and they went home. And they tracked down a lawyer in West by God, Virginia, and they said, hey, do you know anybody that goes to Key West? And my very good friend Todd Leneve said, I know just the guy. And Jerry, as you know, my car knows the way to Key West.
Right,
It
right,
doesn't require a lot of guidance from me.
right. Your car was able to self-drive long before these other cars.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's US 1 South once you get past
Right.
the turnpike, so there's not too many decisions to be made. I've actually, this is my third visit in the last 2 weeks.
Wow.
But we were supposed to pick a jury this morning, and the judge gave us a hand, and the prosecutor did the right thing. And the two gentlemen both walked out of court today with better deals than they had turned down previously.
Well, that's good. That's good.
And they're happy, and I'm happy. And I expected to be here for 2 days, so I prepaid for my room for 2 days. So I may as well suffer with another day in Key West.
I don't know how you do it, Mike. I
This
don't
is
know how you
almost
do
what I wore to court, but not quite.
it. So you and I are very colorful today.
I was at the courthouse at 8:30, and by 10 o'clock, I was wearing this.
It was a good day's work.
It was a
day's
good
work.
day's work. You know,
Yeah.
it's nice that you and I are both willing to take cases away from home, and you know, we both take cases I take them all over the state, but I've taken them outside the Florida as well. I know you take them all over the country.
Right.
I've been admitted and helped with 2 first-degree murder cases, one in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania and the other in the Commonwealth of Virginia. I think I still need to hit Kentucky and Massachusetts, and I'll have all of the Commonwealths.
All the commonwealths. Not bad for a common man. So, good.
Hey, I got a
Good.
call today that might interest you. I can tell you the details after we get off this, but a lawyer is looking to take over as first chair in a capital homicide in St. Lucie County for the strangest of reasons. The lead counsel for the defense died yesterday. A Fort Lauderdale lawyer that I don't think either of us knows, but anyway, she's also looking for a capital case investigator. So if you're interested, I'll reach out to you after we get off the air, and we'll talk details.
Yeah, why not? It'll be interesting. I like nothing better than a good old-fashioned bloody murder.
I definitely vouch for the lawyer.
Okay, good. Good.
If you're watching this podcast, you'll see that this is one of the ways that our business gets done. Jerry and I both frequently take cases on referrals from other lawyers and other people that we know. Hey, do you know anybody who goes here? Do you know anybody good who's willing to go here? The last case that I handled, other than in the Keys that was away from home, was not too far from where you were last week. I was in Fort Walton Beach handling a post-conviction hearing 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
And I really need a plane.
You know, I tell you what, the Panhandle's a long way away from everywhere. Everywhere.
It is. You know, Pensacola is not that far from New Orleans, though.
No, it's only 3 hours.
The last time I had a case in Pensacola, now it's going back a few years, but I had a hearing scheduled on a Monday morning. So I flew to New Orleans on Friday and spent the weekend there, and I just drove over for the hearing. And then after court, I drove back for another couple of days.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't blame you. I almost had to go to New Orleans while I was in Pensacola, and I was hoping for the phone call, but the phone never rang.
Well, next time you have business in New Orleans, if you need a guide to help keep you out of trouble,
Yeah.
I'm your huckleberry.
To keep me out of trouble. Okay.
Well, I can lead you in. I can lead you past.
Right.
I've never once gotten into trouble in New Orleans, at least not with the police.
Right.
I was actually there with a friend of ours, Chuck Schaefer, years and years ago, and this was so long ago that cell phones were not common, and I needed to call home, and I actually wandered from our restaurant into the local police station where there was a payphone.
Gee, a payphone. Remember them? Remember you before the cell phones, you had a beeper. And then you'd have to find a payphone.
A payphone in the lobby of the police
The
station.
police station. That's good. And Chuck's a great guy. Chuck Schaefer's a great guy.
Chuck is a terrific guy. I think both of us probably had been severely overserved for us both to think that was a good idea of where to go to call.
Right, right. Well, you didn't drive there.
No, we certainly didn't.
You're allowed to walk.
I'm not sure that I really realized it was the police station until I got off the phone and looked around.
Yeah. Well, you had your one phone call first.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. A lot of people do it the other way. I don't know why.
Well, listen, I'm gonna wrap up the recording of this podcast. Thank you all for tuning in, and we will see you again soon. I'm sure that I will welcome Jerry back. Jerry, if you'd like to talk with us.
Mike, anytime. I love doing this with you.
I appreciate that very much. I love having you on. And I will give you a call in a little while, and I'll give you the details on that capital case back home.
Sounds good. Take care, Mike.
All right. Take care, Jerry. And thanks again.
Bye-bye.
So long, everybody.